Welcome to Global Love Revolution. Today is Sunday. Guess what? I have a special guest, and she is originally from Venezuela, and now she's residing in Paris, France. So I really like to go there one day to visit her. And she has something special in her she's going to share with us. Let's welcome Neni Carolina Chacin.
For so long, I put things in front of you, knowing you should have been first. But I thought I missed out on something wonderful, which wasn't much at all.
Wow! Welcome, Neni!
Yes.
She is currently a singer and she has something else to share with you. She's going to turn your dream into reality. Let's welcome again, Neni. Yay! Thank you for
Yes.
starting out with some beautiful music. So, Neni, tell us a little bit about how do you discover your own dream, and maybe you can lead us from there.
Yes, well, thank you, first of all, Rachel, for welcoming me to this special Sunday video. Hello to every revolutionary woman and all the people that are looking for the dreams and looking forward to making them a reality. Yes, the way I found many of my dreams was really by imagination. And I had dreams that I imagined, things that I thought were impossible. And as we had talked before, dreams for me mean things that are seemingly impossible given the circumstances or given the situation, given your resources of the present, and are things that are difficult to attain because it's impossible to imagine that could happen. And those are what I call dreams. Not just the regular goals that you set, but impossible things. What are the real things that you find in your purpose? What is your heart calling you to live or experience? And I found my dreams by feeling what I wanted to do. When I was little, I imagined I was singing, a lot. I imagined I was singing on stages. I imagined when I was living in Venezuela, I imagined living in a place where I could afford my own things. It might be a little far-fetched for some people in Venezuela, but in fact is a very simple thing to attain in more developed countries. Yet in my situation, I couldn't see that happening. Affording my own, dreaming of paying for my own apartment and living in my own apartment, even despite the circumstances of the society. For example, in the society that I was living in Venezuela, didn't allow for an independent woman to leave their parents' house unless they were married to a man. And the only way that they can consider that would be to marry. And I had this dream that I didn't want to live like that. I want to have my own place. I want to afford my own car. And these are just imagination, just feelings that I had. And then to get there, then we can talk about it. You can continue. Yeah. But that's how I found my dreams, by sheer imagination and desire for something that wasn't there, that my body and my mind was really longing for.
Wow, that's bizarre. And then a lot of people would say, oh, I have a vision. Do you think vision and dream are the same, or is that just a separate thing?
Well, yes. So in fact, one of my coaches say dreams don't come true, visions do. And when I say that I found my dreams through imagination, that's exactly what visions are. Visions are things that you imagine. You're visualizing yourself in a future condition that is not right now visible, right? So it's a vision of something in the future, a vision of something you want. And they are dreams to me because we call dreams things that are only things that happen that don't come true, right? We call dreams, well, I have this dream, but people talk about dreams as things that are impossible. And yes, what I'm trying to help people is to take those dreams, really turn them into a clear vision of what they want, and then take them to the reality.
Ah, okay. So would I say like the dream is actually an initial feeling? Like earlier you talk about when you're longing for something or you're discontent of something and you're actually looking for something. That is actually the initial part we call dream. And then later on the second step will be turn your dream into vision.
Yes, to
Right?
really recreate exactly the vision of that dream. Okay, so you have a dream of driving, uh, for example, a Ducati, a motorcycle through the desert, and it's, I have this dream. I want to be a motorcycle rider, but it won't turn into reality until you actually visualize what it really means. It means you are in a motorcycle. It's a Ducati. It's this. It's which desert? Where is it? Where am I going? So really clear vision where you bring it to something that is possible in your mind. It may not, maybe you haven't seen it. Maybe you haven't experienced it. Maybe you don't know in the world, but you have a vision, imaginary vision of the color of the road of where you're riding. You have a vision of the apartment that you want to live in, even though you haven't seen the apartment or you haven't seen the love of your life yet.
Mhm.
But you can visualize yourself with another person. And once you have that vision, everything will conspire in your favor to bring that into reality. And there's some strategies to do that
Right.
that can help you. You can get there faster, and you can get there in a very step by step way, but you have to turn it into something you can visualize.
Wow, that's great. So we're going to talk about the strategies thing. So Nanny, tell us a little bit about one of your big dream that you that you make it happen now, and now you're living it.
Yes. Yeah. So my biggest dream is this, to live the life that I dream of living now. Just being
Mm.
able to wake up and learn everything that I wanted to learn with the ease, not have to worry about money, and have a peace of mind like that. And give my service to others by helping them make their dreams a reality. Sing everywhere, have a beautiful love life. That and live in Paris, and also live in Boston. That was my biggest dream.
Okay.
Just big, just serve. For now, I don't have, and my next dream, I don't have. This is like I'm living what I wanted to live. I have everything I need, giving everything I want to give, and I'm receiving everything that I need to receive. So that's my biggest dream. Now, where was I when I had this dream? When the dream became a vision, I would say, when I was in 2004, I would say, after the cancer experience. I experienced, when I moved to the United States, I was working in the corporate world as a software engineer for almost 20 years there. And I was very stressed, and the hours, I love working as a geek, and I love programming, and I loved all that.
Mhm.
But there was a lot of pressure, and I sacrificed a lot of things to work hard and to prove that I was a great worker and a great engineer. But that sacrifice I paid a big price, and I got cancer in 2004. And when I survived that experience, I realized that all I wanted to do was to be doing the things that make me happiest, doing the things that made me smile more time. And I noticed when I was recovering that singing and helping others were the only things that really made me really happy. Now, I always, actually, my family and my friends always told me, I remember you were telling me about going to Paris sometime, and being there, and I never been to Paris. And I had the Paris decorations in my house, like unconsciously. I had some Paris things, and I had all these Parisian themes, and I had a bohemic life like that. But I never lived in Paris. I didn't know what it was to be in France or anything. And it turns out all that essence was there in me since the beginning. And so I married the two, and that's when that started to really form, that vision of helping others and leave my corporate job. What would happen if I had a different mindset where life would just come from, the abundance to my life will come from from helping others, counseling and coaching. Well, I was doing it for free. I didn't need the money because I was working as a software engineer, and I didn't need money singing because I had enough. I had my apartment, my luxury Mercedes car, a beautiful luxury apartment in best area of Boston. But I didn't need the money from my singing or my coaching. So I said, what would it look like if I had my income coming from those sources? And I started to dream. That's where I started to dream about that vision. I said, well, maybe is it possible? I started researching more about coaches and about that industry, researching and about healing. And I turned into a triathlete. I poured myself into becoming a triathlete. I was doing one triathlon a month. I've done over 38 triathlons. I've swam Alcatraz twice. I didn't know I was a good swimmer. I was like really fast. I didn't know. I'm a natural swimmer. And it's just really, I just started discovering all these things, and the vision started to form until it really crystallized with a particular strategy that I call answering the 3 most important questions of your life, that I borrowed from Vision Lakiani's Mind Valley. And I did that exercise, and it was very clear. It was right there. The answers were right there. I'm a software engineer. I'm a coach. I'm a health. I love teaching people about health and nutrition and fitness. I love teaching people about how did I come to the United States and flourish over there? How I achieved all my survivorship through cancer, or how I became a triathlete with no experience as an athlete or never even riding a bike in my life. So it was there. I can do this. I can help people with online marketing and branding when I put my software engineering skills to practice to help them achieve their dream as an entrepreneur. And I had been doing that, like social media and online marketing for my own artistic entrepreneurship as a singer since I was 18 years old. So I was creating websites, doing all the Facebook branding and marketing and event planning and everything with all the different online sources. And I was a geek, so I was just happy to explore what was out there. I always say I'm the one that created the first selfie. I was always, with my phone, my regular punch phone and a camera, always taking pictures and sending it to my friends, and creating newsletters in 1995, and that was me, because I'm a geek and I was a software engineer. I had access to that, and I was an artist, and I needed to promote my events. I needed to share with people, and I was using that media. So with that experience, it was just very clear when I answered those 3 questions: what do I want to experience, how do I want to grow, and how do I want to contribute? It was very clear to me. The vision became, and I put Paris. I said, yes, I want to move to Paris, and I want to do this.
Wow, lovely.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You see, Neni is living her dream. So all of you, everything is possible. So start making your dream right now. Well, Neni,
Yes.
tell us about how you keep your dream alive. That's the most difficult thing to do. You have a dream,
Yes.
but how do you keep it alive?
Yeah. So how do you keep alive, and how do you renew your dream? So there are 2 things, right? One is you want satisfaction in the short term, you want satisfaction in the medium term, and you want satisfaction at the long term for your dreams, right? So keeping it alive is about having satisfaction in those 3 terms. People do New Year's resolutions, and I call them yearly intentions. So in a short term, if you have a very, very big dream that requires a lot of pieces in the puzzle to be put together, that would be a dream for a little longer. Although never get the hopes down that you can have the dream in 2 months or in 1 week, because you never know what could happen. But to keep it alive, you have to put some short-term, mid-term, and long-term plans, I would say. And although some of the coaches say, you only plan for this year. Living in the present also means that you really don't know the future. You don't know if you're going to die. For me, keeping it alive meant I only live today. If you want to keep a dream alive for short term, 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years, all you have to do is that the future doesn't exist, right? That the only thing that exists is right now. So if you can make something today that can make you happy today, right now, then when you look back the last week, you can say you lived your dreams, because that was the most you could live in your life, because the life already passed and the future you don't know. When I had cancer, they told me, I was only like 34, I think 34, 33 in 2004. I'm 49 now. And they told me, you have between 1 year and 5 years. And I remember thinking I had a relationship that was not very good. It was good, but it didn't have a lot of future. And I thought the only times that we didn't have a good time were the times when we argued because of a future, because we say, well, I want to commit to the future. And he was like, I'm not sure. And those were the only times where we had a bad moment in our relationship. And then I thought, as soon as they told me that I could die in a year or 5, I'm like, and here I was stupidly arguing for something that wasn't even going to be happening. Wow. And I could have just be happy and enjoy that time instead of discussing about something that was not, luckily I lasted a lot more than 5 years, right? I'm here. But the point is that you just have to worry about the present and what's making you alive right now. So if you have let's say you have a dream for a year. Well, today you're going to do as much as you can for that dream. You're going to read, you're going to find resources, you're going to maybe just breathe and eat well, because you need to be strong for that year, okay? Only that. But if you do that, then and one day will pass, and so on. And when you look back, you're going to see, I was living the most I can live. If you're in a very unhealthy environment at work, but you want to change, you want to look, well, make sure that you take 1 hour, half an hour, 15 minutes, or just 5 minutes during your break to do a small research for a new job. And then tomorrow you will say, you know what, I worked for my dream. And if you die the next day, you say, you know what, I did everything I could to change my life. How do you do when the end of the year, you've already made your dream, which is what happened to me. Every year, all my dreams will come true. So what do you do? I mean, many millionaires, even when they satisfy all their dreams, they feel this kind of depression because, okay, I'm here, I made my life, now I'm here, now what? The only thing that keeps it alive is your contribution. As long as you give yourself and you see how you're contributing to others and the connection with others, you're going to keep the dreams alive. And I would encourage everyone to make a new list for every year. I make a new list every year. And once I cross them out, I make a new list. I had to renew my 3-year plan because it just expired this January. From 2004, I had a list. Okay, I'm going to move to Paris. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have a new relationship. I'm going to have a new job. I'm going to have a new this. Everything came true. And then January came and I'm like, okay, so I did everything. So now what? So I made a new 3-year plan.
Oh, okay. Well, that's wonderful. I got a lot of wisdom that you just talk about. A couple of things is, one is really make a short plan, right? You have a short plan, medium plan, and then the long plan. And then I think another thing it actually got me, I think I have this aha moment, is that you live your life right now, that dream, living in the present now, because you never know what will happen the next moment, right? If you are really die tomorrow, at least you have done your best, you're living it, and you have done it all and living in your dream. So I think that is very powerful. If we can remember, forget about future, forget about past, but just stay in this moment, I think, we all can be more happy and more joyful and having a more loving life. Wow.
Yes.
So much, Neni. That is insightful. I would say, everybody, you should get it.
Yeah. I had a coaching session yesterday with a client, and she was saying, how do you deal with an environment at work? You have a dream. You know what you want, you know what you're going to do, but you have an environment that is not conducive. And how do you deal with an environment, when you have this push and you have this dream and it's really good and you're focused and everything, but how do you deal with a difficult environment? And if you I wanted to tell the viewers that one thing also, besides being in the present, when you're in the present, it's also important to not be in the present thinking about others, but being in the present thinking about your own problems. So not to be in the present by thinking, well, why is this person not liking me, or why is this boss doing that, or why is that coworker being so mean to me, or why is this other, nothing outside. If it's not your problem, it's their problem. And if it's not their problem, but it's God's problem or the source problem, it's not your problem. Is it the politician's problem? So it's their problem. You don't have to spend your beautiful time in the present thinking about others' problem, only your own problem, and with a laser focus on your own things. Whatever you can change. If you can't change, if it's not your problem, then you must not be in that space in the present. Because how can you be in the present in an optimal way? Because it's not just being in the present and being depressed, right?
Yeah.
It's being in the present and being focused on your own thing.
Oh wow, that is powerful. So it basically, you just have to love yourself, take care of your own business, and
Yes.
everything else is just secondary.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. So Neni, what other practical process or maybe steps if you can share with the audience to turn their dream into reality?
Okay, so linking to what you just said, right? You're loving yourself. Loving yourself also means that it doesn't mean selfishness, right? It doesn't mean selfishness or egocentric stuff. It means loving yourself enough that you're going to give yourself. So I think one of the very important things that sometimes it could be counterintuitive if you think about it or if you say it, but in fact, to live your dreams, you have to give yourself 100%. You have to renounce to yourself. You have to be nothing to be all. Do you understand? So to be nothing or to give all. To give all is to give everything from you, the love, even the material things, like to give everything that you can. So for example, if you want to have a dream, right, and you are being not doing prosperous spending, that means spending in your knowledge, for example, paying for a course that's going to elevate you to be a better worker or a better entrepreneur or a better being. So you don't have to, you have to give everything, so you have $100, and sure, you have to save. Don't be attached to who you are right now. You have to give it all. You can't be attached to your material things. You can't be attached to your house or to your car or to even to your husband or your relationship. Nothing. You have to let it all go and give all of you out. Because if you focus on a dream, but you're still attached and on the judgment, for example, of your relationship, you're not willing to let go of that attachment because you're afraid of losing that person because you follow your dreams, then it's going to be a blockage. It's going to be very difficult. If you are attached to your house, for example, I had to leave my beautiful luxury apartment in Boston to move to Paris, and it was really hard. I had a lot of security, a lot of comfort. I had a 6-figure salary from my job in Boston, and I had almost $1 million property there. So I was like, and it was very big. And coming to Paris to a little tiny thing like this, like a studio, I did that just to see. And you know what? By detaching to all that, I realized, I'm happier in this environment, which is just small, whatever my basic needs. My sofa turns into a bed. My little studio is enough. I have enough. I had a closet. I gave away 5 bags of clothes, 5 black bags of clothes. I gave it to Goodwill that I didn't need in France and was there, and I'm here, and it doesn't matter. So if you're attached, where would I move to find my dreams, but I need a big place because I have a lot of clothes. Like, no, you need to detach from everything to follow your real dreams, to follow your purpose. I'm not saying you're going to cut all relationships, that you're going to sell or your property. I'm just saying that sometimes you have to give everything that you are, be nothing, be empty. It's like what some of the Bible says, that if you want to follow Jesus, you have to leave everything behind. It's spiritually, in fact, is that way. You have to leave everything that you are behind to follow the dream, because following your dream means following love. It doesn't mean following fear. It means following love, following the essence of the world, following the evolution of the world. And that evolution, it just requires your essence. It doesn't require your house. It doesn't require your relationship. It doesn't require anything. So it's really being nothing. It's just being you naked in your spirit, to give everything from you. And counterintuitively, by doing this, the world is going to give you, it's the same law of attraction, right? The world's going to give you back everything tenfold. All you have to do is that. And you have to give it, sincerely, sincerely, so that abundance to come to your life. But like a shower of abundance will come to your life. I just couldn't believe my life after I detached. For example, just to give you an example, I was really attached to that apartment. For example, I had a mortgage, I was paying, I was here, I was there. And by detaching from that, I found a solution. I sold the property, I paid off my mortgage, got enough cash to buy another home cash that materialized. And now that home is Airbnb and I don't have to pay any mortgage. And now I'm even freer economically than before.
Wow.
See? And the house was unbelievable. And when you detach, the right things will come to you. When I detached from that place, which was, my thing, my dream, that was one of my dreams, to move to the United States and buy my own property, right? When I detached from that and I said, okay, I need to detach, what will happen? Another thing that materialized was unbelievable. The house that I found, it was already painted, decorated. I bought it even with furniture, ready to be Airbnb, and it's a dream dollhouse. Like you cannot imagine. I can't wait to be more time there. It's just unbelievable. If you see the pictures of the house, it's by the beach. It's my dream. I wanted to have a house by the beach. I wrote it in 2014. I never even imagined that I was going to sell my apartment in 2016, and I did. And the house by the beach materialized like that. And the lady, I said, how come, at an unbelievable price. And I said, how come you haven't sold this? And she said, I was waiting for the right person to sell it. And she had a Bob Proctor book in the middle of the living room.
Wow.
And she's like,
that's amazing. Oh.
Yeah. So everything materializes. It's everything, what I call magic. When you there's dreams and there's magic. The dreams are the visions, like you said, to make them a reality. And then when you follow everything, when you follow your dreams and you leave everything behind, you detach, right? You leave everything, who you are, your attachments of stereotypes that you may associate yourself with, relationships that don't work, friendships that doubt you, all the negativity. When you detach from all that, oh my God, it's like a river that you're in the middle and you're flowing so fast. And this river, it just brings you magic, because all these miracles happen. So I was, like I said, I had this dream in my heart from living in Venezuela, that I wanted to buy my own property one day by myself. I wanted to feel that I was able to buy a property with my own income. Okay. And I had been dreaming, visualizing, and I only had $3,000, okay, in the bank. And I said, okay, I'm gonna look. So I was looking. Finally, I found a little brochure, a little newspaper from one of the neighborhoods, and it said new construction, apartments starting in 230. And I said, oh my God, in Boston, in the middle of town, in a great area, in this area that's going to be super developed. I called and I said, reserve it for me right now. So I needed $23,000 to reserve it. Because it's new construction, you pay 10% and you wait. Okay, so everybody told me there's no new construction in Boston. You cannot get anything under 400, and it's impossible. Your dream is absolutely impossible. So, well, no, I will get a 200,000 property, new construction in Boston, and that was the only thing I had, like a horse, focused. And I saw the ad. I called and I reserved. Now I needed to get $20,000. And so because it's a new construction, you can actually get a private loan, and that could be done for the down payment. So I said, okay, I'm going to get a loan from the bank, and I was missing $4,000. I got the loan, and I got the loan, let's say, on a Tuesday, and that night I said, okay, God, source, whatever it is that you believe in, I need $4,000 tomorrow. And I need to reserve this because this is the apartment that I dream. And it's going to be fantastic. And I need you to materialize $4,000. And this is before The Secret, before Law of Attraction, before any of that, okay? I had no idea about any of this, okay? I just had this certainty that God was going to give me $4,000. Well, the next morning, I'm kidding you not, next morning I found a check in my mailbox, in the place that I was renting, that said, in that time in the United States, I don't know if this happened to you a long time ago, but they were giving checks with loans left and right. And they said, this is a $4,000 check for you to cash in your bank. It's already signed. If you deposit in your bank, it will become your money, and you just have to pay a loan at this rate. And if not, then you can just throw it away. But if you want, it's yours to take. Like this.
Huh? Wow. Oh.
This morning, I tell you this amazing miracle, this very morning. When you're aligned with what you need to be doing and you follow, the magic happens. You're in the middle of the river and it flows. I got a call from my choir last week from Boston, my gospel choir. They said, we're going to be in Germany next week singing. We have 3 concerts on Sunday, on Tuesday, and Thursday. I would love to see you. So I said, you know what? I have this thing. I need to go. I need to be there. I don't know what. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I researched. I booked the ticket. I don't know why. And I decided to go for Heidelberg. There is either Frankfurt, Heidelberg, or Donaueschingen. 3 different places in the Black Forest. Okay. And I decided I'm going to go for Heidelberg. Why? I don't know. I had this gut. Okay. I followed my gut, picked Heidelberg, bought the tickets from Monday to Wednesday. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to do an Airbnb, which I've been doing consistently, and I haven't done couch surfing for a long time. I said, you know what? I'm going to do couch surfing this time. And I'm going to be free. I'm going to meet some new people. I'm going to interact. Since I'm not going with my boyfriend, I'm going to be free and be open like I was before I came to Paris. And okay, so I made the reservation. I made a request to stay in a free house. Do you know about couch surfing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I made a request to stay in a free house. Guess what? I made a request to this person, and this person replies, well, I said, I'm a singer. I'm living in Paris from USA. I'm going to see my choir that's actually touring in Germany in Heidelberg. I'm going to the concert, and I can't wait to see them. That's what I'm there for. He replies, well, what a coincidence. My choir is singing with a Boston choir on Tuesday night.
Oh my God.
I am a software engineer. And I'm like, what? No, this is my choir. You're singing with my choir. I requested you. And I requested several, and I didn't accept because I said, you know what? This guy seems interesting. This is before he replied. I want to meet this person. And he's a software engineer. So, oh, maybe we can share some things. It looks like he's met a lot of people. And he replies with this, that he's actually a singer in the choir that is going to sing with my choir that I'm going to go. So, can you believe this?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I mean,
Wow. This is a big magic.
do,
As you say, the magic, it is a miracle when
you
you
know?
let it go. So let's recap a little bit from what Nanny has shared with us. First is you loving yourself, you really put yourself first, before you even give. And then second, it's really bring yourself back and like detach from everything that is not serving your purpose, that is not going to take your dream to another level. So let it go. When you do that, as you can see, Nanny has shared so many examples. She bring out different situation, different aspect of her life, and all the magic started to show up because she just did one thing: is detach and let go of everything that is not serving her.
Yeah. And
So
just follow your gut, follow
yeah.
your gut will, inside of you. You can feel when it's like, yes, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do this. You can feel when it's not right, you can feel it in your body.
Hmm. So the other thing, yeah, is to feel your body and really listen to that inner voice that actually telling you what to do next.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
it's
amazing, Nanny. Oh my
I
God. I think
couldn't.
this is related to what we call it, the self development. You have to start to find out what exactly you need, and then you go to learn it. And this is great. This is conversation is I think it's continuously, and it's a big topic. And I'm glad that we had this conversation, so everybody started to aware of what's going on and what can be changed started from us. So, Nanny, tell us about what are you currently working on and you want to share with the world.
Okay, so right now I'm working on expanding my company, expanding my coaching business all over the world. I have some scheduled speaking events in Dubai, South Africa. I have some events happening in Los Angeles with Mega Success. One of my coaches, JT Fox, that I
Yeah.
follow, and he's having a big event in Los Angeles for 5 days with all these Hollywood celebrities, and they're going to be speaking about entrepreneurship and becoming millionaires and serving the world. So that's one of the things that I'm preparing for. I am working on several books. I'm working on an autobiography book called A Dream Life.
Mhm.
That's on pre-sale right now on my website. There, I'm working on a photography, an inspirational flower photography with inspirational quotes, and I'm working on a book called Migrating to Success. It's a book about it's a how-to book, how to migrate to another country and succeed. So all the steps that I've made and collecting my experience moving to 5 different countries. And I'm working on 2 CDs coming up. It's my second jazz CD from Paris and a meditation CD. And that should be coming up at the end of the fall, but both CDs. And those are all on pre-sale on my website at www.chacin.com. And don't forget to follow me,
Okay, great.
Neni Chacin on social media. But yeah, I'm working. Those are my current projects that I'm working on.
Mhm.
And as a member of the evolutionary woman, I did came up with one idea that was, why don't I create a global movement where people encourage each other to live their dreams? So I wanted to maybe start doing some steps that for the future. And that's something new because, as I just finished the evolutionary woman just a few months ago. So
Mhm.
that's something, I of course my practice is that, helping people living their dreams. But what if I can create a global movement where everybody is helping each other, keeping them accountable to live their dreams and not really just stay with the status quo and do whatever everybody does. I think if everyone fulfills their purpose and everyone is here for a special mission, for sure, if everybody does puts their stand of grain, we can have a wonderful harmonious world. I mean, it's not utopia is utopia, but if we can all, if we can, encourage each other to live a better life and follow our purpose, we will have a happier world, I think, right?
Absolutely. Wow.
So that's something new. I haven't figured out something, a lot of things about that. I have some other property investment projects with some entrepreneurs from Germany and from Boston, from my family there, that we're also launching. I like serial entrepreneurship or parallel entrepreneurship.
You
And
are.
yeah.
You are.
And yeah, and I'm working with a little, and I have a new thing that's spun of these entrepreneurs that I'm part of the Intelligent Millionaires Network and part of the JT Foss organization, and I participated in something called the Dream Team Coaching Week and in Germany, and there I met a bunch of investors and a lot of creative people, a lot of very talented people I found some issues in the airline industry, and then we're thinking about launching a special private airline or something like that, and that's already on the way, also coming up, but it's in the very, very, very early stages. So we'll see if that is gonna come true. I have this dream that I love flying. So I love flying. I love being in an airplane. I dream of one day being a pilot, a small pilot. I just want to fly one plane one day. But sure, I won't be flying my planes in my airline. But what if we can have that Live Your Dreams airline, where we can encourage people and take them to places to be encouraged? So that's this new idea, and it came up from March. I'm working with some, so it's a very early stage, but that's coming.
Wow, that's wonderful. I would say congratulations for your new phase of dreams, all those big dreams. I believe you will make it happen.
Yeah.
Everything will flow. Okay, let's magic.
Yeah. And I've been getting all kinds of meeting friends and randomly, and then it's like, what do you do? I'm a pilot. I'm like, what? Like, what is this? Yeah, it's happening.
Neni, one last question for you. How do you define evolutionary woman?
Evolutionary woman is that woman who can feel their own essence and can express it, and is willing to contribute to the world to have a more evolutionary world. If you're in touch with that essence of your evolved woman, and you can put it out there, offer it, and you put it to work for the well-being of the whole world, I think that's what my definition of evolutionary woman. And we're here to give. It is very clear to me. It's very clear to me as a musician. The power of musicians, right? And the musicians change world. They change mentality. They also heal a lot of people. You go to music to cry, to laugh, to avoid, to get out of a mindset. And the musicians have a lot of responsibility in this world. And for me as an artist, and I talk to all the artists out there that are listening, not just music, but creative art. I love street art. Every time I see a street art in Paris, I am amazed, because it takes me to a different place, and they don't know the effect, they have in the people that they see that art. And so it's visual arts, dancers, creative, any kind of art, film, music, they have a huge responsibility. And for me, it's a special gift that I was given by birth, and I'm hoping that I can really change the world and change the hearts and the bodies of the people that listen to me, and they touch that part of themselves, that essence, and inspires them to get that essence, to get out and to be the evolutionary human being that we're supposed to be. And that's why I sing. You know, I sing not just because I'm happy, like the song says, but I sing because I want to make an effect on someone and really transform their life to inspire them to live their purpose and take action. There's nothing without an action. There's nothing. If you don't take action on your dreams, you're going to stay the way you are. They're going to still remain as dreams up there. And they will not materialize as, they won't turn into visions, they won't turn into reality if you don't take action. And I hope that with my music, people can feel that energy. You know, everything is vibration and energy. If my voice can help everybody fulfill their purpose and express that essence, that pure love essence, I'm happy. I can die now.
Wow, delicious. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Neni, for playing with us today and sharing all your wisdom, your experience. And, I got it so much. I think I'm ready to live my dream. I mean, I'm living my dream now.
So this song is called Everything Must Change. And this is a call to action, because everything will change and must change, and it's changing all the time in our life. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. Nothing stays the same. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. But that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can't be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Winter turns to spring. A wounded heart would heal, but very much too soon. Yes, everything must change. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. But that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Oh, rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Oh, rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up a sky and hummingbirds do fly.
Wow, that's beautiful. My gosh. Wow, thank you so much, Neni, for singing a song.
Thank you.
It's really bring us up to the high level of dancing with our life and listen to what we want and make our dream into reality. And thank you again for your music, and thank you for what you do for the world. You are needed in the world, and all of you are watching this. You as well has a gift. Then turn your dream into reality, and remember this: love yourself and love others, and do something that matters to the world. Whatever is music, is art, is science, bring it out and
Yes.
make it happen and create big magic. And
Yes.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
watching, guys. And
Thank you.
love you guys. See you
Thank
next
you. Thank you, Rachel. Thank
week.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, Rachel.